Hello, and how are you doing out there? How's everybody doing today? This is Miriam Gibson with the Village Voices. I want to share some information with you that I'm sure that a lot of you guys need to know and have curiosity about. Uh, we talk about generational wealth and the meaning of it and what's it all about and how to go about transferring your estate once you're no longer with us and how to prevent your family or friends from having to go through the whole tedious process of probate and the expense, because it could be rather expensive to go for them to go through probate, especially if you haven't got your stuff together before you pass on and go out and go on and live with our heavenly Father. But uh, passing on generational wealth, yes, that's great. We need to do that. But I'm going to say something I think that maybe some people may not like to hear, but it's in your best interest that you pay attention to what I'm saying. I know that we want our children to have our properties, okay, when we're no longer here, and we don't want them to have to go through probate because they usually have to hire an attorney and go through some time and maybe spend out thousands of dollars that they probably don't have. Well, that can be avoided, number one, by having creating a trust account, and it can be irrevocable. So if you decide today that you want to change your mind after you created the trust, to change your mind and amend it and put other terms and conditions that you want your trustee to follow when you pass on, you can do that. But either you develop a trust and you put all of your properties inside of a trust. And when I say put a property inside a trust, basically what you're doing is changing the title. You're taking the title out of your name and putting it in the name of the trust. You still have control over it. And I also need to remind you that I am a legal document preparer for the state of Nevada, and I'm not giving you any legal advice. This is experience that I've had over the years because I've been doing this for at least 15 years, okay? So experience does have some weight. But I would not suggest you put your properties in your children's name. Yeah, I know that's a shock. Do not put your property in your children's name. There's a way in which you can make sure that your children have the property when you pass on, uh, at least in at least two ways. You can put it in a living trust with instructions as how distribute the property once you pass on, or you could put it a contract with called a due on death deed. Okay, that way, you know, you don't have to, because like some people might suggest, well, put it in your name and their name. Well, I mean, that might sound nice and everything, but I have seen some very ugly things happen to people that did that. And I'm not saying that your kids will ever think about throwing you out of your house and throwing you into a nursing home, taking over your property. I'm not suggesting that. But you know what? It does happen. It does happen. It can happen. And, uh, we think we know our children, and majority of them are beautiful. They're loving, and I know they meant the right thing. But there's the devil out there too that can have an influence on people's decision, especially when it comes down to money. I've seen people that have put properties joint become put them do a quick claim deed, put their kid's name on their property. Next thing you know, they find a way to put you out of the house, uh, uh, and especially when you give them power of attorney. That's not to say that they shouldn't have power of attorney. They should have power of attorney, but you should find ways to protect yourself. So the information that I'm sharing with you, and not that I have not personally experienced that, but I have known a lot of not other people that have had that experience. They put the house in their name and their children's name. Next thing you know, uh, they get tight for money and they find a way to put you in a home, Next thing you know, they're kicking you out of the property, and then there you go. You lose complete control. So to avoid all of that, it could be a very, very simple thing. Make sure that you consider doing a living trust or do on death deed, which can be recorded with the county. Okay, and that doesn't cost a lot of money. Now, the notary wizards are available to prepare those type of documents with you. If you need help in creating deeds, transferring deeds, putting them in a trust, developing a trust, do it now. Because a lot of people say, "Oh, it costs so much money to do trust." I'm gonna tell you something, honey. If you wait around, do not have a trust, and once you pass on, then your family is left with have to hire a lawyer, which a lot of them don't have the money to do, and go through the battles. And who ends up eating up all the money? The lawyers do. And don't misunderstand me. I have nothing against lawyers. Lawyers are a very essential part in estate planning. Or you can get legal document preparers like the notary wizards to prepare those legal documents for you. And lawyers can help you through probate if you have decided that you just don't want to do a will, you don't want to do anything. So then your family will be left with no other alternative but to hire an attorney to represent them through the probate process. Because 95%, I'll give it 85% of the people out there do not know what's all involved in the probate process. It can be complicated, and by the fact that, they're mourning you, they don't have, their mind is not focused on going through all of that rigmarole, trying to preserve the generational wealth of properties that you might have left to the family. Okay? So take your time, establish yourself a living trust, or short of that, do not put the property jointly in your children's name. Do a due on death deed. Okay? That's going to save you a lot of money. That's going to save you a lot of heartache and uncertainty so that you still stay in control of your property as long as you still here on earth. I don't want to see nobody kick you out, throw you in a nursing home and like that. It's not right. But it happens, honey. I'm just telling you. Okay? This is Miriam Gibson, and I'm going to be telling you from time to time about estate planning, probate, and the process all involved in that. Because I'm really set on helping people to understand what it means to pass on generational wealth and how not to lose it. A lot of people have lost millions of dollars of property because a simple little thing that they overlooked, didn't do, or probably just didn't know what to do. Okay? So stay tuned. Follow my page. Like my page. If you like the information that I'm providing for you, let me know. I will provide you more information because I do specialize in probate, and that's my thing, and I love sharing information with my friends and the community out there. Okay? So again, this is Miriam Gibson with the Village Voices of Las Vegas. Take care.